Oh, I got in prep. What all have I got in Telling Truth 3? Just want to get caught up. You know, another thing that I thought of, just looking at things, was what if he was to go down on the new moon, like on 420, which is there in red, second wife and I's combined number, mathematical anomaly, times the year, 2023. That's where the anomaly is. But she and I's combined number is 4 or 5. That's Trump. And then 500, that's Antichrist. So you get the idea. Now, March 28th is actually in that number at the very end. And don't forget, March 27th or 327 is the 86th day of the year. And 86 or 88. And that was on the door when he was dressed in the skeleton on Day of the Dead. So interesting. The end of March is big. But this total solar, what if he went down on the total solar and then rose through the full moon? That's not rising on the third day like they did the Dark Knight Rises. So he would actually be rising on April 22nd, 422. Again, the 22 and the 42 fusion. So then what's the flower full moon about? In No Time to Die. Flowers. Well, the new moon is it's the flower moon. It's the new moon of the coming full moon. So it's all the flower moon. And what if the explosion in I Pet Goat, which is kind of like some big climactic event that takes place in I Pet Goat? It seems like I Pet Goat, there's about 3 key. And the reason I say that also is the girl sitting in the where she be? I Pet Goat. Helio. And the girl, there she is. Year of the Rabbit. Exit sign is not lit. You slow it down. Trump exit. So is his exit Year of the Rabbit on the total solar eclipse? Are all three of those saying the same thing at the same time? And then you get over to that whole thing. Which is either the flower full moon, because what's the flower of the flower full moon? It's the lotus. Right? Trump gives Pope lotus sculpture. That was on a Wednesday. And they were dressed, of course, as the Addams family. And there they are. And of course, it was the strangest photo in the history of all of United States presidents. It was a very tiny photo when I looked at it, when I saved it, so it's extremely pixelated. But these people are crazy. I mean, and are you kidding me? But that's how the photo came to me, the size of it. A little bit more clear. Sometimes you just have to not say anything and just kind of let the picture say 1,000 words, right? So the total solar eclipse kicks off, it's the new moon for the flower full moon. The total solar eclipse at 121 kicks off the flower full moon at 136. That's 15 days apart. I mean, that's 15 seconds apart, and it's 15 days apart. I like what they did there. Still 136. Now it kicks over to 137. So, yeah, that's freaky. Now you're looking at the 119th day is April 29th. It's the 120th day of the year is April 30th. And the depression set in. But she's repping April 20th, but I'm just looking at the seconds. This is iPet Goat's site on YouTube. And now you're looking at May Day. May Day, May Day, May Day. Now you're into $123 right there. That's May 3rd. And that's when she starts to drop the apple. May the force be with you. 124, May 4th. Apple's rolling. And now this would be your rising day, 125. 125th day of the year, which is 5 times 5 times 5. LC, chess move, whatever. Me and another friend said loose change, American coup. And now you're growing at 133, 134, 135, 136, 137. Seems to come to a rest. So it's all very interesting, just different ways to look at it. So we watched their movie Jaws. There were a few Blues Clues in my office Thursday, but not Wednesday. So I think he's repping the Antichrist in Indiana Jones. I think since he's the main alpha male character.
Don't forget, Michael. And I will be in my office on Thursday, but not.
I'll be in my office on Thor Day, but not Wednesday, Dead Souls Day. That would speak to more of a Wednesday or Tuesday. No, I mean, that would speak to more of a Tuesday event, Rising on Thursday. That's more of a May 2nd situation. May 2nd is Tuesday. And Trump and my birthday to his birthday, if you include both, is 5502. Well, 502 is May 2nd. But Trump and we're 5501 days apart, and 5502 if you include both dates. Well, what's the first two digits? 55, May 5th, the flower full moon. That's right there in Trump and I's stuff. Jim, Kurt, Captain, I'm William Shatner. Jim. So that's Trump, and we'll run it to my birthday. Five 5501. Well, what's the first digit? 55. What's it fused with? 501. What is 501? It's May Day. Book of Revelations opened. All hell breaks loose. Look at the hours. 322. He and I's combined number, remember, is 322. Because I'm 82362. He's 163464. 322 sits right in the middle. Son of a gun. And my Mayday friend turned that many days old last year on March 11th. 33 days later, I turned that many days old. And 33 days after that was the total lunar eclipse. Trump and I's combined number begins with a 55 for the flower full moon. Lots of good comments on the old Telling Truth 3 channel. So we did get a comment from, well, it's going to disappear now. Somebody said Trump dies in Ohio in coming weeks. Well, we don't hate that. I mean, I don't want anybody to die here. So, but we know it's staged. We know it'll be a faked death. All this does is open the book of Revelation, which, we don't feel we ever need to have anything to do with that. That's all what the Lord has Mystery Babylon pull off. So Trump's going to Ohio. So if I hit agenda, so he used to have events up here, but they're not up here anymore. So Donald Trump is going to Ohio. Well, he's going to visit East Palestine. Oh. Well, that's super awesome. Did you notice the channels right there when I searched that? Fox 8. And the next one is KK 1111. And it's channel 11. And Fox 8. And Fox is 666. What is 8 times 11? It's 88. And the next one is 19. Amount of passengers, name of illness, key number. So Trump's going to visit East Palestine. Okay. I mean, I haven't been following any of that stuff at all. It's just, I'll wait for y'all to tell me in the comments, or it's just not relevant. And just psychological operations popping off everywhere. Balloons and explosions and smoke and toxicity. And to me, it's another California wildfire that they started. What are you going to do? But yeah, Trump and I, 5-5, right? Now, you know, we're big on March 5th. Not as big as May 3rd. So 3-5 to 5-3. Interesting. So we like March 5th because he would rise on March 7th. When you get to Telling Truth 3, that was, by the way.
So March 7th is the 6th.
That would be the full moon. The worm full moon. Now it's got a 5-5 here, and there's a 5-5 standing there. So there's 5-5 on the clock. Down there. There's a 35 right there for the 5th. And there's a 3-7 for the full moon, the worm full moon. Could all happen then. If it does happen then, I would have to think the total solar is the explosion, and the abomination of desolation is the flower full moon, which is a penumbral eclipse. But that's all. If not, then World War III is going to run through 6/21 or July 3rd, which is a full moon, and it's when the dog days of summer begin. It's when Back to the Future began. It's when iPet Goat put their video out on YouTube. But that's big right there, isn't it? When you think of March 7th. So when's Trump going to Palestine? Because an iPet Goat. An iPet Goat. They act like they're in Palestine. Mosque. World War. It has that Middle Eastern theme, but is that just the name Palestine? Trump going to Palestine. And it's East Palestine. So your gematria would really have to kick in. That is Ohio, right? Per our friend's comment. Yeah, East Palestine, Ohio. So we want to put that in the old gematria calculator. And we want to look at numbers. And we want to throw it in the calculator that gives us stuff. And take a look at it. 643, 1158, 193, 266, 643, 95, 48, or 480. Full reduction to 76 atom. 266 to the Book of Revelation. So it comes to Baron Trump. Is that how he spells his name? Or is it 2 R's? Baron Trump. Yeah, see, it's 2 R's. So why in the world? That's just to throw you off. That's the ghost in the machine, putting Baron Trump way up top. $318 searches on a misspelled word, so it'd be right at the top. Just to throw you off. That's why you gotta be careful of this stuff, man. Tupac's full name. Anything that ever took place in the news, we can always assume it's a psychological operation. These people are somewhere. And didn't really get anything, which was interesting. I'll pause y'all and take a look one more time. Solomon's Temple, global economic reset, but nothing that sparks it. Oh, USA financial collapse. Oh, well, then I guess we deserve to give it one more shot, huh? And 844. It's just there's not a lot to it. So anyway, so does he go down at the solar eclipse and rise at the flower full moon? Because that is what iPet Goat is actually showing us. Because the sadness is now, want to look at it one more way. Right here. You can look at it like this. See, the new moon, everything that begins on the new moon culminates at the full moon. So is the sadness because this new moon, total solar eclipse, this new moon knows the outcome of when it goes full. So let's look at it again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh no. We'll slow it all the way down. If you want to catch these rolls, or what I'm looking at is how many checkerboard floor, you know, they're black and white checkerboard floor world. So you're still in the corona, so we won't count that. 1, 2, row 3, right? I mean row 2, row 3, row 4. God, it's been 3 or 4 years since I did this. Did I say row 4? Row 5, row 6, row 7, row 8, row 9, row 10. No. It's very difficult. And 10 days is on the 30th. That's the loose change. So now you get into Loose Change in American Coup, which was a documentary about the Twin Towers falling down. that would have him rising on May 2nd, and Trump and I's combined number. I mean, Trump and I, if you include both dates, are 5-5-0-2, along with the 5-5, of course. So let me pause and count that one more time. Yeah, so that's the 10th row, if those rows mean days. Flower full moon is on the 5th. Here's your flower. Full moon. So is that the penumbral lunar eclipse that the full moon is? I have no idea. Penumbral lunar eclipse, May 5th. May 5th and 6th. Now, let's leave off the date and just take a look at what they tell us a penumbral lunar eclipse might look like. Not a lot of help. Or not a lot of help with iPad Goat. You do get some orange looks, and that is what you're looking at in iPad Goat, right? So I don't know. Again, it's a lot of stuff to try to absorb and take in. This is why I share this stuff with y'all. I wonder what your opinions are, you know? And yeah, we need to get back to the, and we'll do that. So I got 23 views. Lunar eclipse May 5th. Tons of, got 23 views. Got like 560 subscribers. I got 23 views. Wouldn't it be crazy if that's really what happened? It's just like it's just for us. It's not for everybody. I don't know. And then again, it could be the election year he goes down. And everybody knows it in their heart. So, and I'm the idiot. May 3rd, tomorrow's grid, 46 views, 51 views. But definitely not getting any opinions on it, you know? So I'm curious, you know? Beast Out of the Sea through the 666. Jaws Quint versus Hooper. I just did that for fun. And then there's the Tuesday to Thursday thing again.
Together. Going to Jaws and Indiana Jones together.
So Jaws and Indiana Jones both gave us dates. He said, I won't be in Wednesday, but I'll be in Thursday. I'll be in my office Thursday.
Going to,
And then he goes, but not Wednesday.
going down on Tuesday, rising on Thursday. Go back and watch the previous video. where Indiana Jones said,
What day is this?
right here, what day is it?
It's Wednesday.
Again with the Wednesday, because it's on the Indiana Jones, it was Wednesday, Thursday. It's so weird that I'm watching 2 Steven Spielberg movies at the same time. That's what I do. I watch movies at the same time. I don't finish movies. I watch 30 minutes at a time usually.
It's too bad.
So Beast was killed on Tuesday. It's Wednesday. No, it's Tuesday. And in the other one, he's like, I'll be in my office Thursday, but not Wednesday. So Wednesday was spoken both times. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If that's the case. If that's the case, let's start looking. Just for giggles. Let's start looking at dates. There's the 21st, rising on 223 in the year 223. Perfect. Are we all in on that? That's days away. Okay. Now you get into March. Going down on Sunday, March 5th, rising on the 7th. Well, that's a Sunday to a Tuesday. That doesn't fit. Till Tuesday was a ban in Donnie Darko. The new moon going down on a Tuesday. The new moon is on a Tuesday. He would rise on March 23rd. That new moon is at 1322. Let's keep going. Let's get into April. Now you get a total solar. Now, hang on a second. In April, if he was to go down on 4/4, he would rise on April 6th, full moon. That's going down on a Tuesday, rising on a Thursday. Hang on, please. Yeah, and that's like the 96th day of the year that the book of Revelation would be opened. And that's not the worm full moon anymore. Pink full moon. Yeah, it's April. And we know about the entertainer named Pink. Probably need to start looking her stuff up. So it's, but I Pet Goat, it's all about that total solar. And then the flower full moon. In my opinion. Now, here's something I want to throw at you. I've always done this, added something new to the numbering system, and it's never worked out at any dates that we've been looking at so far, but it does for May 3rd and May 5th. Here we go. May 3rd. Let's put a decimal in there. May 3rd, 2023. Like write the whole thing out like that. And then I multiply it by Trump's number, 163464. Sure enough, you get 666, but it begins with 86. That's the day that that's my highest watch day, that he's getting 86, and it's the first 2 digits. Followed by the 9666. So it's 696. Now it's also got the 69. And if you remember, look now, watch this now. It's got the 69 and the 666. Now watch this. 332 days left in the year of my divorce day, of Groundhog Day. It's day 33 with 332 left in the year. So future tense, day of, and future, it's present continuous moving forward. 6669. 88. And Trump is the 88. And when we run his number times that date like that, May 3rd, 2023 times Trump's number. And instead of 6669 It's just the opposite. You got Adam and the 86. Both those numbers are in my original marriage number, by the way. She's 62848. Remember, she's 8 times 4 times 1964 times my number, 7 times 6 times 1961. I got the 76, the 86, the 76 again. I got May 1st and July 6th right there. May Day and July 6th right there. My original marriage number, 286, 69, 76 again. That's crazy. All right, so let's go. Now let's look at, watch this. Let's look at the rising day, the flower full moon. May 5th, 5/5, 2023, times 163,464. You have an 88 right in the middle. But it's a 9 followed by a 0. So we always times that by GOD. It's part of the formula I've had for decades. And you get 404. The book of Revelation is opened at the flower full moon. That's when Obama's eyes get big. And he's staring at that flower full moon, that lotus opening up, the rebirth. He's rose on the 3rd day. Ends in an 88. Ends in a 48-88 fusion. Remember, Donald Trump is 48 in full reduction. At least I think I finally memorized that properly. You see the 5547? That's Christ. G 5547, Christ, Strong's Concordance. Sure enough. 2424 is Jesus. 5547 is Christ. He's the Antichrist. And I was watching a video, they were talking about that 47. I'll be doggone. It begins with 555. He's not the anti-Jesus, he's the Antichrist. So you look at Christ coming to 5547. That's so weird. Am I just looking too much into that? $64. It begins with 64, which is the last 2 digits of his number. I'll be. That's crazy, isn't it? Remember, UFC 288 is the following night. UFC is 2163. U is 21. F is 6. Just like Florida Gators, UF 216. Hello. When you spell it out, 2163 288. Well, the last 4 digits of my second wife and I's combined number ends in 6328. And I was her 88. And 21 is for 2 people becoming 1. It's crazy that that's hitting, you know, and or around that time. But if we just say 2163 UFC times 288, there's our 22, 44. Nothing big or heavy, though. I just look at every cipher there is. That's all, y'all. And then you go to him going down. So to do the Tuesday, Thursday thing at the total solar eclipse, he would have to go down on Tuesday, April 18th and rise. That's Aries head wound, by the way. Aries all about the head. All Aries have head wounds. They have scars on their foreheads. That was the old astrologer. And of course, what makes all that stuff real? Demons. But is it always real? No. It's just demonic infusion. The more you lay into it, or the more you lean into it, the more it'll come true, because you're just kind of channeling that demonic spirit world when you get into astrology. That would have him rising at the total solar eclipse. So why the sadness on the girl's face? That's the only thing. But that is the Tuesday to the Thor Day thing. Whoops. You know what I'm doing. All right, now we're going to move to May. Going down on May 2nd is Tuesday. Rising on May the Force be with you, May 4th. Spiritually rising with the spirit of Antichrist. There's nothing wrong with May 2nd. Going down on May 2nd. I mean, what's so weird about it is that's Trump and I's whole, again, that's our whole deal. When you look at our combined days, we are May 5th to May 1st, 5501 days apart. May 5th, 55 is the flower full moon. 501 is May Day. This has him going down on 502. If you include both our birthdays, you get the 5502. It has him going down on the 2nd and rising on the 4th day, 3 days later. See, remember Jesus. Now, back in the day, I was told biblical stories how Jesus died on a Thursday, not a Friday. And we know to not believe anything that we've ever been told. You have to go and investigate things for yourself. That Friday was also a Jewish holiday. Is Friday before Passover a Jewish holiday? Complete Passover information. Now, I was told that Jesus died on a Thursday because Thursday was the day of preparation. I mean, Friday was the day of preparation. But what we like about Jesus dying on that Friday is when they were preparing the lamb for the Passover feast, Jesus was slain when they slain the lamb. They had a very specific time to kill the lamb. And it was 3 p.m. and that's when Jesus died, if I'm not mistaken. So I just, yeah. I just go with the Friday. It's interesting. I mean, it's things to look at. But he and I are 5502 when you include both our birthdays. What that really is, if he doesn't go down on the 2nd, if he goes down on the 3rd, like we're suspecting, and you know, we can do the 52. The 52 was my marriage number to my second wife. 52 2023 times Trump's number 163464. I think it's the eve, based off what I'm looking at. And I'm not going to get into it. But I think he's going down May 3rd. So what we're looking at is 502 is Eve. 55 is Adam. Eve, the day before, is 502. He goes down on 5503, rises on 55. I shouldn't say 5. Goes to, okay. Eve is 502, goes down on 503, and rises on 55. There's no 03 there, but you get the idea. And Trump 2, that day, what is so weird about the day he would go down is it's the exact numbers in text to Trump. 88022, 28082. It is a complete mirror infusion like the movie Tenet. Trump will be like Tenet. Look at the minutes, 404 with the 38. And it will be 404 on the rising day also. We've been over this already. If you look at, he's 76 years old for Adam, 10 months, 19 days. That's 119 coded. On his rising day of the LOTUS flower full moon, he's 288.4. He's 76, 121 for Antichrist. Again, in the minutes begin with 404. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy nutty. I just think we have our date. I just do. I do. And I can back it up with no time to die. Let's go to the grid. Did I add anything more since our last video? Just the UFC is on May 6th. May 5th, rising day is penumbral lunar eclipse. March 13th, 2020 to rising day is got 148 in the amount of days. Exact same with March 11th, 2020 to the event day. It's just too perfect, isn't it? The only way for it to be May 2nd to May 4th rising is if you include both dates. And at some point, we'll go back, you know, it's Mayflower, pilgrims. The Mayflower is what they called them when this country began, this Antichrist country. There's May Day, there's the Maypole. What about the May Queen? Very satanic. Flower full moon, no time to die. Flowers, all the rage, all the backdrop theme in the movie. 5-3 bank, 5/3 bank. I put band. So 5/3 bank began in 1862. Foxglove flowers, no time to die, heart attack flowers, Fox equals 666. Total solar eclipse. I pet goat to the new is a new moon to the flower full moon. That is what is going on with the 10 rows. 10 in their world is a number for completion, I think. I'm not sure what it is in God's biblical sense, but that's what that apple was doing. Does apple have anything to do with full moons? I do know, well, What is the apple a symbol for? At Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, Jewish people dip apples into honey to symbolize their hopes for a sweet year ahead. That's all satanic bullcrap. Is the apple a symbol of love? It's been associated with love, so that's all this heart stuff we've been seeing. It's a symbol of love, ecstasy, fertility, and abundance. There you go. The apple turns into the lotus flower, or from the apple, you get the lotus flower. Apple symbolism, temptation of man. Well, they love it. They love it because this is all about Adam and Eve. They use it in their world in the nasty way. We use it in the biblical sense properly. Was that the end of my videos? It was. We have completed the comments. We're going down the grid. In other words, flower full moon is the full moon of the total solar eclipse's new moon. Flowers are the semi-baked theme in No Time to Die, of course. Mayday friend had that bullseye of 123, 404, 321. And the axe was on the bullseye. 30 St. Mary axe, the bullet. Well, the 120, that 123, the 123rd day of the year is May 3rd. Right after that, 404, May 5th, Book of Revelation is open. 321, countdown. 30 St. Mary axe. 253 is 1666. It's got 666 in the hours, 999 in the minutes, 999 in the seconds. Wow. Foxgloves, gematria comes to glass onion. And it comes to UFC 288? Well, it doesn't. Why did I put that there? I will have to investigate that. Does anybody remember why that's there? I'm just getting rid of it. Down on Wednesday, up on Friday, these two gods and goddesses are married to each other. The male god Wednesday, the female goddess Friday. Wednesday, Odin. Friday, Frigg. Wednesday, Dead Souls Day. That's what the god Odin was in charge of. Mercury, dead souls, all that kind of stuff. And Friday, the goddess, I can't remember. Earl's house, the address, 3803 33881. When I went by there at 2:40 p.m., there was a 53 under the carport and a 55 parked out front. 4269 at the end of the street. Remember it? Like, that's just crazy. Man, when I showed y'all that, y'all know what day I went by there? Do y'all remember that was 5/23? That's the 12-year anniversary of the last time I had sex with my ex-wife, because we continue to see each other after the divorce. Crazy. Rihanna wants to play Poison Ivy, which of course is all about a flower. It's a poison flower. Poison flowers were the half-baked theme of No Time to Die. Trump escalator ride. I never finished the rest. Hang on. Goodness gracious, it's gigantic. It's 7117. 7 years, 10 months, 17 days, and it's the rising day. I'm gonna have to type all this in. It's a lot. The rising day, he's 288 with a 0. Trump escalator ride to May 3rd is 7 years, 10 months, 17 days. That's 7117. And you're like, well, those are all rising numbers. True. And I guess that's just what the prelude is too. And he is, then it's 2880 days on 5/5. That's all. That's all. For what it's worth. In order to, and remember, the escalator ride is descending down into the pit. But it's the rising amount of days from the descension. It's just, I don't know. Trump to May 3rd. We just went over that. Yeah, the 28082 text to Trump. It's insane is what that is. Trump birth 76119 on event day. Oh, yeah. So Trump to May 3rd, he's like 76 years old, 10 months, 19 days, which is 76119 coded. And on the event day, I mean, that's on the event day, 119. So September 11th or 7/11 or 11/7, which is all about also rising. Lots of connections on the offing day or the 86ing day, and then the rising day, 121 Antichrist or 88 is what we're looking at, seems like. Rising day is 266, Book of Revelation, 66 books, from when Sirius the Dog Star rose. 34 years, 7 months, and 1 day from October 2nd, 1988. Sicario. It's funny, my son was watching that. That's who called a while ago. And my son today, to the 86ing day of Trump, he's 144.38. We went over this yesterday. And then on the rising day, he's 144.4. And we went over how the 444 is another version through prime numbering, prime numbers. It's another version of 144. It's the 12th progression of the 12th prime, which is 37. Yeah. It's just, I don't even know what to say about that. The only way you get that to fit, if you include both dates, it's May 2nd to May 4th. But I still like the whole 53. 53 Herbie the Love Bug. 53 is what you see on all these trailers, truck trailers. And they're 53 feet long. Football field is 53 yards wide. Just lots of 53s out there. 153 fish, which is the triangular number of 17, by the way, Q. His rising to 7/6, my birthday, but 7/6 is Adam. So his rising is the black Adam to the Adam date. It's 148.8 hours. Donald J. Trump is 148 in simple gematria, and 88 is Trump in simple gematria, and it's 1488. So it's a fusion of Donald J. Trump and Trump in the hours. Is that the day the explosion takes place? That puts an end to the war. And then does he then return on, I don't know. You could look at July 27th, the length of IPEC goat. But when you get into these July You got the full moon, like we said, when Sirius the dog star goes, when the dog days of summer begins. You get a new moon on July 17th. The 27th, you're just past the first quarter. You get into August. It is the blue moon month. You have 2 full moons. You got one on August 1st, which is when I saw The Dark Knight. 15 years previous. And the full moon is on August 16th. Sirius rises on the 13th. I'm sorry, on the 12th. Sirius the dog star rises 2023. And if we were to if I say August 12th, I don't see any August. It says August 13th here. When are the dog days of summer over with 2023? Dog days of summer lasts from July 3rd to August 11th. So August 12th is always the first day it returns. Okay. That's pretty much set. So now we go back to would the abomination of desolation be on August 12th when Sirius rises? Or would it be the August 30th blue moon? Full moon in Pisces. New moon in Leo the lion. So, a lot to look at. There were a few more things I wanted to show y'all. Stairway to Heaven's release to when he would be climbing the stairway to heaven, when he would be rising. You ready? 188.06. How insane is that? All right, duly noted. It's in there. Next. Trump to the release. Now, Stairway to Heaven, I didn't point out, is November 8th release date, 88. So I wanted to go ahead and run how old was Trump when it was released? 9278. 927 is abomination of desolation coding. Daniel 9:27. And tonight's Bible study, by the way. So that's remarkable, is it not? Kamala Harris to the deadly wound event day. 6 months, 14 days. 58, 614. That's Trump's birthday. But the best one is 21,380. That's 138, 0. 138 is Donald Trump in simple gematria. Are you kidding me? That's if you include both dates. Kamala Harris's birthday to the 86ing day lands right on that. If you don't include both dates and you just go to the rising day, it's 2/138/1. 6 months, 15 days. Batman began on, or release date was 6/15, June 15th. Kamala. Skyfall in the UK, 2 or 86ing day, 38,041. I'm sorry, 3,841, 3841. So 38 is coded right there, murder code in Gematria. And there's all kind of Skyfall release dates. Skyfall in USA was 11/9, 3827. I can tell by my voice I'm ready to get sick, like my body's ready to detox. Can y'all just hear it? My body's ready to detox. That's all getting sick is. It's your body getting rid of the mucus causing foods, etc. Next, Spectre. 2748. Well, 48, of course, is Donald Trump in full reduction. But look at the years, 7 years, 6 months, 9 days, 769. The fusion of Adam was 69. 90 months, 9 days, 99 coded. It's not super powerful. The percent of a common year is 75288. She was my 52. I was her 88. That's on the rising day. All that goes to. Next, Casino Royale. Did you know that came out on 11/17? We keep forgetting that. To the 86ing day. It's 6011 days. That is a complete reversal, upside down, ignore the zero of 119 Donald. Or you just flip the 6 upside down, it's 911. Either way you want to look at it. 144,000 in the hour. So if you run it to the, remember, Hollywood did a very impactful movie, highly rated Oscar movie called The Hours. So we always look at the hours. And the 11/17, which is Deadly Wound Bible verse, to the rising day of 5/5, you do have 144,000 in the hours. 144, 312. 144,312. Joe Biden to May 3rd. He's got 38. 2938. So Biden and Kamala Harris both have the very telling numbers. 29,384. Oh. So my son has a child who's now 10 and a half, born in 2012, when everything began. And my son to the child's mother, 2050 in the days, which is 25, 5 times 5, second marriage symbolism. And they had the same poison that, my second wife and I had. But it's 7 months, 11 days for 7/11. I just thought that was interesting. 67 months, 11 days. So 7/11 again is coded in that. And my grandson born 9/26/2012. on the rising day, he's 3873. And remember, 873 is in the heart of Candy's marriage number, and it's also her third marriage progression. Out 3 digits. So we talked about the pink full moon. They threw out pink advertising over here. Look at that. Just because we said pink full moon, the AI has rights to do that in our world. Does not the ghost in the machine does not have rights yet to do certain things that it could be doing, like driving all these cars off the road. But yes, you're looking at my grandson's got the 38 right there. That is, let's get to the prep, the final things of the prep. I know it's the longest video I've ever made, isn't it? Earl 22886 to 88. So Earl will be, so this is on a different, let me blow it up a little bit. I got my email a different search engine because I clicked the wrong button and now I can't paste links. So we remember Earl, born 7/27, who was killed by the 22 on May 8th. He's 22/886 on March 25th. It's on a Saturday. It's not one of our high watch days, is it? No, it's not. James Bond Spectre, opening day of Day of the Dead, room 327. Trace McGrady Waiting was on 327. I was the best man. So 325 to 327 will be interesting to look at for sure. So the whole Burt Ward thing. So Burt Ward, he was born, this Robin, on July 6th. Batman sidekick. Batman, the Antichrist, Black Adam, all that stuff. Female Robin, Batman comics. Carrie Kelly. So there was a female, there's been female Robins. And of course, the pregnant Robin at the Super Bowl. So we run Burt Ward's birthday to our rising day. And oddly, he has the 8/4/27. Now y'all are like, well, the guy who, the reason why I put 42 as one of my favorite numbers back in my teen years was because of a guy named Pat Walker who wore number 42. And then I wore 42 because I couldn't get 24, my favorite number. And Jesus is 24. 24 is Toss Accordance, I find out a few years ago. So no wonder I always wore the 24 my whole life. Always the 24. Had to have it. Had to have it. And then Pat went on to Miami and he wore 27. And that became another one of mine. That's why it's 42 and 27 are 2 of my 6 numbers. Well, he then went to the Denver Broncos and left. He had some personal issues going on. So 84/27 was always like a big number for me. But 84 was the thing you couldn't accomplish. Kind of stood for, and what is 84? It's the cleansing of the church. 7 times 12. 7 a number for cleansing. Old Testament and New Testament. We've shown you that many times. So 2, 8, 4, 20. That just really struck me there. with the whole Robin thing. And Burt Ward to Trump. Burt Ward, Robin to Trump's birthday. So birthday to birthday. 11 months, 8 days, 88, right? But it's 343 days. That's 7 times 7 times 7. Again, the cleansing of the church. Fascinating. I mean, how do you make this stuff up? So what I wanted to look at next was what? The full moon, total lunar eclipse to the rising day. 11 months, 19 days. So there's your 9/11 coded. Or Donald coded heavily. However you want to look at it. Again, if you go to the 3rd, it's 11/17. Oh my goodness, it is, isn't it? That total lunar eclipse to the day he would have his right eye utterly darkened. It's 11 months, 17 days. That is the deadly wound Bible verse. That is just mind-blowing, y'all. That's crazy. The total lunar eclipse to the day he gets 86th. 352 days. What is the area code of Gainesville Devil's Advocate Universe? 352 is their area code. Mind-boggling. The other total lunar eclipse to the rising day, 178. That is my numbers added up. 2 plus 24 plus 27 plus 38 plus 42 plus 45. 178. And it used to be 38 was, of course, a big number. But if you just added 42 plus 45 plus 24 plus 27, which were the originals, it came to 138. And so when I was a teenager, that was a gigantic number, and it was my dad's license tag. Who knew, of course, that'd be Donald Trump in simple gematria. But like I've told y'all, my whole story has always been about these end times with numbers. The Lord just threw me into it through self, so I would plunge into it and retain every bit of it. And what's interesting, whose names were not written in the book of life, before the foundation of the world, is Revelation 13:8 and in 17:8. So 178, 138, both those Bible verses. Whose names were not written in the Lamb's book of life from the foundation of the world, 13:8, and then 17:8 is whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. And so 178 days. $176 for Adam on the offing day, the 86ing day. 42 and 24 in the hours, 4,224. 176. Wow. 5 months, 25 days, 525 coded. Got it. 517, 515. Who is this? This is the total solar. Yeah, this is the total solar. The previous total solar, it's 517 days to the flower full moon. And 517, my first wife, 62848, and my number begins with 517. The next digit is Adam, or my birthday. 5176. 1 year, 5 months, 1 day. Obviously, it's 515 for the 86ing day. And it's also, so it's 5 and a 15. It's also 15 days from this final total solar eclipse. Remember, there's 2 total lunars and 2 total solars that were part of this midpoint when Sirius rose. So I'm tracking all of those to these events or our potential event days. And it's 515 days and the new moon to the full moon is 15 days. That's just fuzzy math. That's not really meaningful. That's me bending numbers. New moon to full moon. So I went to the exact times of the new moon to the full moon, like the exact minute. It is 15 days, 13 hours, 21 minutes. You see the 1321, that is actually the zip code. Those final 4 digits after the 5-digit zip code. You know how they give you another 4 digits of where my second wife lives. What is also interesting is my second wife's address has a 55 in it. To make things better, my first wife has a 55 in her address, signifying my first 2 marriages. Or that, you know, because, well, I just showed you. My original marriage number is 1. I mean, is a 5. The first digit is a 5. So that never progresses. A next marriage would progress to 52 or 518. And I've shown you all how that all works perfectly. My first wife's first 3 digits are 628, and it sits right in the middle of our marriage number. This is she and I combined, but so does the 86, and the marriage got 86th. Freakish, right? Got 76, 76 on both sides, and in the middle is 2869. Wow. Does that mean 2 times? There would be an 86ing, 2 divorces? Because that sure did happen, didn't it? So, but the first digit never progresses. That's just my marriage number. And my second wife, that is her number, 55244. And her marriage number begins with 8, or her single digit marriage number is 8, and my number begins with 8. So we crisscross like that. And again, we have that crazy mathematical anomaly. Of the rotating numbers. The total solar eclipse new moon is lit up in red right there. So is the full moon of 801. May 4th. But not, you know, 66th book of the Bible. His Revelation is coded. But anyway, it's 15 days, 13 hours, 21 minutes from new moon to full moon. New moon occurs in Aries, and Libra moon would be the offing day. The new moon, let me just show you all this. And then the moon goes into the sign of Taurus 18 minutes later, but the new moon occurs in Aries. And it's a Scorpio full moon. So usually Taurus, its opposite would be the new moon, but the 18 minutes not. So it's very interesting that way. Total solar to new moon is exact cusp of Aries going into Taurus signs. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Maybe I have that here. No. But we do know where it is. Now the Daytona 500 tomorrow, 2:30 and 6:30. Third wife progression, the opposite of third wife progression. Combine those two in math, you come up with the perfect 9 minutes. 500, the number for Antichrist. 2023. This is the 999, 6:15 to 8:29. These were these times when Marty McFly arrives in the timeline, Mr. Peabody's farm that we were looking at in the previous video. That's also June 15th when Batman Begins came out, to 8:29 when the tragic accident occurred. And those were the two times. Goldie was the mayor, Goldie Wilson, who later became mayor. Goldie, of course, is Trump. Trump is the man of gold, his penthouse of gold, Goldfinger, all of that. So Goldie winning office is equivalent, of course, to Trump winning office. How many days is that? June 15th. Hang on. We looked at that in the previous video. It's 75 days or 2 months, 14 days. That's 214, heavily coded. The 214th verse of Revelation is the Deadly Wound Bible verse, or 3:13, or 13:3, Revelation 13:3. Adam to Antichrist, Back to the Future, 1:20 to 1:21, Back to the Future, 1:20 a.m. Temporal experiment proves to be a success. Doc states this is case with timeline. DeLorean's time circuits, they appeared 1 minute after the death. Then Einstein arrives at 1:21, Antichrist. So Einstein leaves at 1:20, which is Adam in the Old Testament. So the Black Adam of the New Testament is Antichrist 1:21. That's why they gave you those numbers, in my opinion. Or the Ghost in the Machine wrote it. I was watching a movie. This was a spinning wheel. They walked away. It had 9/11 at the bottom, which is really an 11 and a 6 because it's upside down. But when they walked away and left it there, I was like, oh, I see what y'all did there. So you start looking, and the 9/11 is opposite 1729. No, 217. Which we just passed February 17th, didn't we? Anyway, that is it. No, it is not. Jaws, 241.75. Day 241 was that August 29th, tragic day. It's got a 24 in the day number and days left in the year. It's day 241 with 124 left in the year. But there it is, Jaws 241.75. I was just amazed at that. Yep. I'm easily amused. So that is everything. That is now everything. All right, love y'all.